I recently just sold a covered call option contract. Now, even though that contract expired worthless, I still got paid over $200 from this transaction. Be sure you watch this video because you're not going to want to miss how I did it. If you're new to my channel, well then welcome. Here you'll find that I'm publishing videos about selling options for income. Now, I don't have any special education or training. I'm just really a random guy on YouTube that uses a simple option trading method that allows me to work from home, generating an income by selling options for a living. Now, I've found that my simple option trading videos are a great way to learn options trading for beginners. I really believe in what I'm doing, and I'm hoping that my videos help to motivate and inspire 1,000 people earn $1,000 a month. And if we work together as a group, we can earn $1 million. So if you're unfamiliar with how a covered call works, let me take the next 60 seconds and walk you through a very simple transaction just to illustrate what I'm talking about. So there I am on the left, and I own 100 shares of stock in company ABC. And by writing a covered call, I create a covered call option contract, and I use my shares of stock that I hold as the underlying security. By setting a strike price, I specify how much I want to receive for my shares, and I also set an expiration date on the contract itself. Then I go ahead and make the order available for sale. If there's an interested buyer in my contract, they're going to end up paying me the option premium. The premium allows the buyer to retain the rights to the contract itself. Now, at this point, there are two outcomes or results that will occur from issuing this contract. So let's take a look at them. So in outcome number one, my shares will actually get assigned to the buyer. And that's because the market price exceeds the strike price. And so the buyer is going to exercise the contract, and they'll get my shares of stock. And then in return, they're going to pay me the $61 per share that I asked for. In outcome number two, the contract itself is going to expire worthless, and that's because on the expiration day, the market price is below the strike price, and so that contract is null and void and it's worthless. So even though it's worthless, guess what? I still retain the premium. Now that I've explained how selling a covered call option contract works, let me show you how I made $200. So on January 26, 2021, Blink Charging, symbol BLNK, their stock price jumped up a lot. So you can see it's a green day here. Since I held 100 shares of BLNK in my portfolio, I decided to try and write a covered call because the conditions look pretty favorable. So I wanted to select a reasonable strike price based on what I anticipated the stock price would be on January 29th. So I drew a trend line connecting the recent highs of the strike prices, and then next I extended the trend line to see if I can anticipate where I think the price might be on January 29th. Now, obviously, there's no mathematics or science behind this, but it is one method that I use to try and take an educated guess at where I think the stock price might end up. And so my guess ends up being around $61 or $62. On January 26, 2021, I held 100 shares of Blink Charging, symbol BLNK, and I decided I was going to use them as collateral for selling a covered call. To start the transaction, I pushed trade and then trade options. And I wanted to make this a short contract, less than a week. So I purposely picked the January 29th expiration date, which makes this a short 3-day option contract. Next, I specified that I was selling a call, and then I selected the $61 strike price. Next, I specified that I was selling one contract, and then I set my limit price at $2.10. Next, I reviewed my order, and I was agreeing to sell 100 shares of BLNK at $61 per share on or before January 29th. Now, I used my 100 shares that I currently held as my collateral, and in return, I would receive $2.10 per share, which means in total, I would receive $210 as the premium. I submitted my order, and the order got received and placed, and then a short time later, my order got filled, and the $210 option premium was credited to my trading account. Okay, so now let's take a look at a chart and see what happened on January 29th to stock symbol BLNK when the option contract expired. And we can see here that the closing price was $49.43, so nowhere near my strike price. So this option contract expired worthless. So in this specific case, the contract expired worthless, so I end up keeping the $210 premium, and I also retain ownership of my 100 shares of stock. So here's the question of the day. If you already own 100 shares of a stock, would you consider trying to sell a covered call like I just did? Why or why not? Leave me a comment below and let me know. But now let's finish out the scenario. So my option contract expired worthless. I did collect $210 in premium, But what am I going to do next? Well, in my simple option trading method, I'm going to sell another covered call. So I'll repeat the process and sell a new covered call using the same shares of stock I have, and then I'll collect more premium. And who knows, maybe I'll get another $210. And if the contract expires worthless again and I'm not able to sell the shares, I'll just repeat the process over and over again. Now, of course, this trade required me owning 100 shares of stock before selling the covered call option contract. But what if I didn't own the shares? What could I have done? Well, I could have just sold a cash secured put in order to acquire some shares at a discounted price. Now, I plan to make a follow-up video about selling puts for income, specifically a cash secured put, as a method of acquiring shares and collecting even more premium. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, do me a huge favor and please smash the like button. If you're still watching this video, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I also want to wish you good luck and lots of success with all of your trades.